usual say, TNS Media Group is the team in the family. TNS Media Group pays the bills. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to my co-part, Mr. Brahim Jackson, who's here with me right now today. You see his eye a little closed. He got a little out of line, so I had to, put him in his place. Don't worry about that. Everything is cool. We back to normal. He did not press charges, so So his eyes shut. Just a little altercation. This is what happens with brothers, man. Sometimes you had these type of situations, but he's gonna be okay. So don't worry about him. His eyes should heal up real quick. He should be good. Listen, y'all, like button, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, man. What's up, Young? How was your weekend, man? How was it for you?
It was a lonely weekend, man. Lonely, quiet, but it wasn't violent and it wasn't in prison. It was a weekend of reflection for me. A reflection for where I came from, where I got to go. Because I don't see the curve yet. I'll be tripping to you when you be like, yeah, you see the curve? I'll be like, yeah, I see it. No, not yet.
In order to see the curve, y'all work hard every single day, Monday through Sunday.
I ain't asked how to see the curve.
Okay.
I'm just saying I haven't seen the curve
yet. Duty.
I know how to, go about seeing the curve and coming upon the curve and taking that bend to go into the curve.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, weekend been cool, man. I'm out here. I'm here Monday.
Just speak about that. Speak about the aspect of going out and obtaining things. Come from a lot of people. We come home and we come from backgrounds where as though we have a struggle. We have oppressed, where we are oppressed. And we may come from situations but we have to understand something. It's never going to be handed to us. And this is for anybody that's listening. Nothing is ever going to be handed to you. Whatever situation you're in, you can make your situation better by going out and trying to make something happen every single day.
Or you can make it worse, one or the other.
Yeah, but you got if you want better for yourself, or you want something, you can't look to say I could depend on anybody. You got to depend on yourself and go out there and make it happen. I just had a conversation with one of my counterparts on the phone, one of my close friends, one of my close business partners, and he told me today, he said that if you were ever to go broke, it would be because you allowed it to happen because you are too giving. You just give too much. And I was on the phone. I kind of felt like I'm just expressing how I feel. He said you give too much. He said you have too many people depending on you. Too many people who are pulling from you, but you're not giving. They're not giving nothing back. They're not giving you the same energy back. He said, and that can be detrimental to you. And he said that you have to change that. Now I understand what he's saying. And he probably watched the interview. And he probably like, yeah, because we just talked about this, and I understand what he's saying, and he's right to an extent. So when you out here, you're trying to make some things happen. You gotta have people around you who are giving you the same energy back, that have the same work ethic that you have, who don't make excuses, who go out and make things happen, who trying to make things happen. And I understand what he's saying, because we come from nothing and built something together. And you'll have to understand that everybody has to go out and have the same mentality for the work. You can't have one person, he can't pull in one way, I can't be pulling one way. We gotta be pulling in the same direction together. And that's for anybody. It's in relationships. That's in everything you have going on. Because you're not pulling in the same direction together, ultimately you're gonna feel like you're giving more to someone than they're giving to you. And for those who are coming home, man, like you come home from prison and you're trying to make something happen with yourself, make sure that you surround yourself with good people when you get out, good individuals. We see so many people coming home and too many people going back to jail because they're not surrounding themselves with good individuals. But how was the weekend for y'all, man? What's going on, man? I see everybody in the chat, man. Everybody's here. We got James LaFlames as usual. We got Meech Kennedy, John Michael, Turkey Bands. 716 Deuce, Clifton Webb, 2493. We got a few people. We got Rel 215. What's up, Rel? We got D-Mac, C2 Prince, 7M Wolf, Nakeem Higgins, aka Dot. You know what I mean? What's going on? So yeah, young man. So as we get into this episode, I mean, I'm just sitting back, thinking like, talk about just the preparation for people like when people are in jail and incarcerated, right?
Mhm.
And they're about to get out. They have plans. People have plans. What happens to the plans once they get out? Why aren't they able to execute the actual plan when they get out?
Well, for me, I can't speak for everybody as a whole that's getting out of their incarceration, but as for me, why didn't I stick to the script? Because of patience. One thing about this law-abiding citizen lifestyle, don't nothing come overnight. Whereas though in the crack game, you could give me 4.5 ounces of some good, and I had goddamn $3,000 in the morning.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that was overnight success.
Mm-hmm.
The law-abiding citizen lifestyle, never gonna come like that. I don't even care when you got a business or anything, you're employed and you moved up in ranks and you're the manager. None of that is gonna come overnight. None of that. So sticking to the script of plans that, former convicts have put together and failed by not meeting their plans, the criteria for their plans, is because of patience. Because of patience, man. Dudes, majority of the 9 out of 10 dudes is in prison because they want to get some money. Whether they went about it the wrong way, wasn't a citizen lifestyle way, so they had to go to the penitentiary. So now by them being in the penitentiary and them coming home, they have a lot of plans. These dudes, I know I did. I know at the door all that time, I wasn't thinking about coming home straight selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you're free, that's when reality really hits. Things don't happen overnight, man.
Yeah.
Things don't. I'm talking about these dudes, man, that's getting out, man, and haven't been locked up for a long. Say if you did a dime off the case that you lost, that case is gonna keep popping up for still some more years.
Yeah.
And these jobs, motherfuckers say it's jobs by a buzzer. It is, but I am a living testament that a motherfucker will not hire you in their establishment with a criminal record, man. And rightfully so. If you own the establishment, just put yourself in their shoes. And you got a person right here, and he fit all the job criteria, everything, it checks all the boxes. But here you go, he just had a armed business robbery.
What's called Camp here, Healthy Shake. Camp here, he mentioned that, he said that when he came home from jail, didn't nobody want to hire, a person coming out of jail with all, that type of background.
Mm-hmm.
And because he ended up taking another deal. Well, he had to plea out to something to get out.
Yeah.
So by him, he was in jail for 20 plus years, but by him pleading out to something and then getting out, he put himself behind the 8-ball because now people looking at that as a new conviction for him.
Yeah, that's a conviction. Yeah.
So he got a new conviction and he's trying to get a job and he couldn't get a job. He said, I try to get a job, trying to get a job. So, when you go to jail and you put yourself and you try to get out when you get out and you got, if you got new charges, that's recent charges, it's even more difficult for you to try to find a job.
Yeah, very difficult. Very difficult, man. You got to have a homie or something that owns a company that'll put you on board. But you trying to get these, like, guess what? The government, the city is hiring, especially in the city I'm at, Philadelphia. They hiring at SEPTA. They hiring at all these jobs that felons couldn't get before. The only problem is they're not hiring a brand newly convicted felon.
But the thing about it is this, though. This is my advice. You got to turn into an entrepreneur so you don't have to sleep on the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I get it. But some people, it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, man. Some people is not made to lead. Some people they contempt of working a 9-to-5 or working for a person. They cool with that. And ain't nothing wrong with them people. No, I hear what you're saying. You saying you got to know. A lot of people can't do that. Like me, I can't turn into no goddamn entrepreneur. I don't know what the fuck to run by myself or build up by myself. Not to say I couldn't do it, but I just don't know. You all the way behind the 8-ball. You come home at the 20 years or 15 years and you talking about you gotta slow down and catch up with the world before you even gotta start in your own company, your LLC, to run your own business and something.
But what I'm saying,
half the dudes that's coming home from society, 9 out of 10 is not gonna get that right, bro. It's not gonna get that right. So all that shit about, they're not hiring jobs, but you gotta, some dudes don't know how to make juices or cook, or they just know how to be a man. They looking for employment like that. So now you telling me that, okay, yeah, since you can't get a job, you got to figure it out this way. You got to get your own business. Like, I get it, but goddamn, everybody can't do that, bro. Everybody can't do that, man. I speak for the motherfuckers that can't do it. It seems like people forget them, and once they get to certain places in life. It's a lot of people that don't know how to lead by themselves, but that don't make them, less of a man because they're getting to position that you may have created for them and over exceeding it. But that's what these people is here in life to do.
Yeah,
That's what these people, everybody is not meant to lead and run their own company and open up their own business. Because if it was like that, wouldn't nobody be a goddamn employee, excuse me. Everybody be owners.
I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just saying what I'm saying though is this, because when you come home, sometimes you gotta just try to if they're not hiring, nobody's hiring or whatever the case may be, you can't just sit on your hands. I mean, I know people don't want to go back to jail.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying I would encourage people, like, whoever, if you can't find employment, you don't have nothing going, you don't have things going on, I would encourage you to try to try to do something. I don't know.
Yeah, you still got to go work. You just can't stop because you ain't finding an appointment.
Yeah, you got to try to do something. I'm not saying you're right. Everybody can't. Everybody can't
do that, man. That's a unique gift that God gives everybody and flirt, and then let alone because you fuck around and start it, and then it still don't go nowhere.
But my thing though, for me though,
that ain't the hard part in starting it. The hard part is after you get it started and getting down that mud because the drapes is off. You done took the dress off that little baby. Once you got it, you got your EIN number and all that. You think that was not the hard part? No, it was not. That was relatively easy to get you an EIN number to own your own whatever it is that you're doing. Now it's getting out there and putting feet on ground and getting this joint to having blood in it. Now, I ain't say get up. I say just to have blood in it where it can have life. You got to go through stages to start getting what you want in life.
Hey, $C bills, the EIN only costs, it's free. You get a free EIN number online.
Oh, you can get a free one? I thought you got to pay for them.
No, you get a free EIN number online. What you do is you contact TNS Licensing and Consulting. They show you how to do everything. 267-534-5053. 267-534-5053. That's TNS Licensing and Consulting. They kind of walk you through getting your business started from A to Z. But the EIN, it's free. You can get an EIN online for free, and it's real simple to do that. Now, like I said, people come home from jail and they got a plan. They get out here. They've been in jail for so long. They get out, and then and also, you get out after having a plan. You get out here, and then it's like, you just get hit with so many different things. It's like a boxer, right? A boxer's training. He's in the gym training. Then when he get in the ring, he get punched in the face, and he didn't expect to get hit that hard.
Because you can't teach that. You can't train for that.
It's the same thing. But my thing is, you still got to try to find a way to adjust.
Exactly. I'm not saying a way to adjust. So that you keep on. You're gonna find something one day, but you still behind the 8 ball.
It was a time for me, like, and I didn't do any extensive time in jail, but like I said, it was a time for me when I was broke, and every single day of my life, and at that time before I even got a job, every day I was up I was somewhere. I see you mentioned Career Link. I was in the Career Links. I was in online the application. Every single day. And then I finally got a job. Shout out to my guy, Milani, my man Dog from South Philly. He reached out and said it was hiring. It was like this the scanning place. It was scanning the items or whatever. And I got that for my first job there, man. And it was paying me like $12 an hour. I believe at the time. And I was trying to tell myself I wasn't gonna go back to the streets and stuff, so forth and so on. And I ended up working there for a couple of months and then getting another job. But it just, at the time, I understand because I didn't have a job. I didn't have nothing. And then I still had little kids and a wife, and I was trying to figure it out. But every day of my life, every day I was up. And my wife always saying, like, "Babe, you gotta take a break." No, every single day I had to get out and try to do something. I was out trying to do something. So this is my advice for anybody out there: just be consistent, and every day that has to be your motto. I gotta go out and try to get something. So if you come home from jail, come home in a situation, you gotta come out, gotta do something. Try to do something. Try every single day. There's no downtime.
And that's why for the man that's coming out for jail and offer this advice that my brother is giving up right here of trying, I agree wholeheartedly with him. One thing that we got an advantage on is we're used to confinement. meaning we're used to being locked down, isolated for hours, days, months, years on end, right?
Wow.
That the regular person ain't used to. We used to adapting. We used to being up 7 days a week, no sleep, because you're just bored. You're just up. Average person out here, he work, he tired. He be sleeping more so. If he ain't up going to work, he going to sleep because he got to get back up and go to work. You coming home with so much energy that 10 people that been out here before you together, energy ain't like yours. So you're going to win that race all the way around the board. It's about staying consistent, like he said, because something will pop.
Yeah.
Eventually, something going to pop.
Yeah.
But you can't get it if you miss your opportunity.
Yeah, because that's the whole point. Because if you're just sitting around, and I'm asking a question because sometimes it's like a person who's been in jail for a long time, right? They may come home from jail and then, like I said, they've been confined so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever things happen, they just confine themselves wherever they at. They just find a place and they just confine themselves and lock the door, barricade themselves in the door, and are okay with little to nothing because that's what they've been used to for so long. That's crazy. That's a mental thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mental thing.
It is
a mental thing. So, what advice would you have somebody who go through that, coming home?
Break out that shell. It's a shell. It's a shell that forms around you through incarceration, through the years, the months, the days, or whatever. It's a shell. It's a shell. You don't want a lot of, because a lot of us get looked at as retarded. Like, damn, man, motherfuckers don't be wanting to say how you do an email or how you fill out this now or how you do this. Motherfucker would rather just act like be going through the motion and be doing dry runs. And when I say dry runs, they doing touching and go, meaning learning on the job. Like, we might be somewhere at a mall or whatever the case may be, and I might be seeing how you getting served and doing it. Now I'm going up there replicating you because I don't want to ask, like, damn, how you do that? Motherfucker get short attention span. A lot of people get short attention span with a lot of dudes coming home from doing a lot of time because we gonna get it wrong over and over and over. That's just a fact, man. That's just a fact. A lot of us that's coming home to society, all we know is street life. Well, all I know is street life. I'm going to just say me. I like to use me. I don't like to put the onus on somebody else. All I know is go out here how to rob, kill, and sell some fucking dope. So now when you trying to indoctrinate this way of living into a 40-odd-something year old man, not just me, but anybody, woman, man, and after so many years lost to the system, after you have indoctrinated a way of making money for yourself, it is extremely, extremely incumbent on a person that's a law-abiding citizen, that's his friend, to take his time. He ain't going to, like that with me. Right now, I'm going through the ropes. I'm learning. I'm on them ropes like shit. I done been on the ground. I just got up off that motherfucker. This is an 8 fall. I don't even know how they keep letting me fall, get back up like this. Even with me, now that I'm seeing, okay, this is the doors we got to go through in a law-abiding citizen lifestyle. So now when I got my comrades coming home, I could be more so of an effect to them than you could. Why? Because I done came from where they from, and I see where I got to go, and I'm still sticking to it. So the words, the way I'm going to teach them how to do this life is going to be different from the way you teach them. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know the ropes of it now. I know what they're going through. I know what they feel. You might not understand certain things that I come from. You might look at it as laziness or me making excuses. But it's just a goddamn fact, and that just comes from you not having the patience, enough patience to be like, hold up. Yo, dudes is coming home out of there. That's why I say the people, if you do 10 years and better, 10 years or better incarcerated, man, you're eligible for an SSI check, bro. Them people just don't get that out like that. You got to work 60 or 70 years to get there, right? Just to start getting a pension check and all that type of shit.
Well, to get a pension or something like that, you got to work for a company for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And to retire at a certain age.
So in order for them to start giving you some free money, it got to be some time you've been doing something else.
Yeah.
Like a person that's 45 right now, ain't never been incarcerated, nothing, just ain't had no work ethic or nothing, can't go get no check right now.
No.
Under no circumstances, but they'll let a motherfucker.
Unless they got a type of evaluation stating that he's unable to work.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. But a nigga that come home from 10 years, he go down there and get it ASAP. Go down into the building, wherever you apply at, to get them type of checks, and we'll receive that.
What, SSI check?
Yes.
Right now from being in jail?
Yes.
But what happens is now you can't even get a job.
But we know that's why a lot of people don't do that. But I'm just saying they giving it to dudes. Why? Because they're we coming home mentally decapitated.
But on the flip side too, not everybody come home from jail has this issue. It's a lot of guys come home from jail and just come out here and be hustling.
Yeah,
and like some dudes.
But you know what?
Out.
But you know what though, Freak man. Like, if you sit back and look, man, I don't know if I can't. I don't know if you look deep into it. You probably don't because of the lifestyle you live. But out of all the dudes that come home and figure it out, they figure it out because they had a helping hand. They ain't come home and figure that shit out on their own. Especially dudes that did extensive time. Anybody that you see that did extensive time and they winning, they got somewhat of going. They had friends, family members, loved ones, put them in position and be patient with them. And they had to want to do the right thing. And they did, and they got it done. But they just ain't coming out that motherfucker, man. No help, no nothing. Nobody. Just that voice. Even if I wanted to go sell some drugs, I know I always got your voice in my head. I might be with my man, whatever, we might be ready to grab him. He might be ready to give him. And then while I'm leaving with the little sack, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have me about $2-3 grand tonight or whatever. But I'm in my head like, damn, Trophy. There's a voice of reasoning. That one motherfucker, it ain't gotta be that one motherfucker that's always telling you something. But now it's up to me to be like, you know what, man, man, I'm cool. I'm gonna go ahead and figure it out this way. A lot of people don't got that, bro.
It's crazy that you said that because a lot of times too, like you may get something in your hands as small as as small as like a sack of pills or a sack of 4.5. That small bag of drugs carries so much weight.
Both ways, money ways and time ways.
It carries so much weight as far as everything that comes along with that when you get that, and then also not to say that doing the right thing comes with a lot more benefit of doing things the right way opposed to doing things the wrong way, because there's benefit in doing things the wrong way, but it always ends 9 times out of 10 in a terrible way. And I sit back and say that because we see it happening over and over and over again. But I understand why people gravitate towards it, because it's like, damn, I can make a quick 10,000, or a quick 5. I can, But me looking at the number,
and especially you looking at that number when you're destitute.
Yeah, but me,
see, it's easy to make that decision not to do it when you're already in place. You got something going on for yourself. So that's why I be hating to hear from you or niggas that done made it. Come on, man, you can never ever tell me how to speak from a regular pure heart when you already. It's easy for you to make that position.
But it's not. It's like a lot
of
really
people
not,
be like, but listen, but a lot of people be like, yeah, man, pray, man, pray, man, pray. All right, cool. Pray, come with. All right, you right. I will be praying every motherfucking day if my bank account was fat. It's nothing discouraging, and I know it's test. It's test. This might be my test. Why not pray? But I see why certain people would want to offer they 5 every day and give out the zakat. I bet you would, bitch, in your position.
But the thing about
I bet you no. But do you understand that though?
No.
But do you see?
I do. But I tell you all the time. I said, you went to jail. My situation is way worse than yours.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. You still have people to do it.
But what I'm saying is, my situation is way. I'm talking about like maybe 2 times, 3 times worse than yours.
Right.
I didn't have what you had when I came home, so therefore. Right. Even in that state when I didn't have nothing, I didn't have nothing.
Yeah, but you're one of a million people that could do it.
Let me talk.
That's why I applauded you.
Let me talk. So when you can't say, all right, a person gets to a certain point, because I came from a situation, a difficult situation, to be in a position where though I'm able to do different things for my family. But the thing about it is this: I was coming from a situation, like I said, worse than yours, worse, and then and of course I was praying and doing everything I had to do. So when you say that, like, of course the person might be in a different position now. And
Hey, Kylie, I need you to open that door. Somebody is down there. She just said she wanted to meet us and all that. But
okay, well, she can still come on the show. She can still come here. But the thing about it is this:
I don't want to do it like that. I want to get rid of this. This is already 6:15.
But the thing, I mean,
because I don't want to do it like that. She said she'll be back there on Wednesday.
Okay, but the thing about it is this though. For me, and I speak from experience, so I'm not just saying it just because I may be in a different position, or even guys like a close friend of mine. We had him on the podcast. He came from a situation where he was down and out as well, and he propelled himself to do certain. He didn't go to jail, but he propelled himself to do certain things. And a lot of other people, like even Sa, for example, didn't have nothing when he came in. Sa, He came here with nothing. He didn't have nothing, but he grinded and got to a certain point. But there are some people who come from tough situations, and they're not just speaking from a lofty position. They're speaking from experience.
Yes,
they're coming from
far few in between though. There are some, but far few in between. Yeah. Would you agree to that?
No, I don't.
So you say it's about even?
Yeah, it's a lot of guys who I seen come from nothing. I know a bunch of guys I know that came from nothing, that started something, and started making something.
No, see, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a motherfucker that came from hustling. He know what it's like to get money hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Hustling good.
Yeah, but not everybody hustles.
And quit it and gave it up and went broke.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just with himself, but with a family on his back. Go broke and still bite his tongue and takes the blood and say no.
Mm-hmm.
And still got up every day and went out there and broke his back for $12, $11 an hour and still kept pumping. This nigga was one of the best hustlers I've known in my life. And still, that is far in between for me. And I'm quite sure for everybody else that's listening to this, that say that they can look back on all their friends that did it like that.
Yeah,
and when I talk about that person, that's you.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a person in my life that can do that. That leaves a certain joy for a greater good. And that certain joy of, you knew how to hustle real good out there back in your day. Back when you was committing the haram, which is wrong. Haram is an Arabic word for wrong. And stop. The jail ain't had to force you to stop it. You stopped it on your own because you wanted better and you went and did it. Tell me how many other people you know like that.
I mean,
just count on one hand.
I can't really.
I just bet you can.
No, hear me out. I know people that was in the streets that stopped and did different things and they're doing really good for themselves. I do. I know a bunch of guys like that.
Right.
But everybody's story is different. I can't say that they may have had it as difficult as I had it, but everybody's story is different. Everybody has a different path to get to where they got to get to. But I'm assuming that even if they stopped and became successful in whatever they was doing, they endured some type of hardship, some type of calamity, some type of. But all I'm saying, that people out here who's going through that,
mm-hmm.
in order to get to a point to where you gotta work every day, you got to try to do something every single day. You have no time to wait, because if you have idle time,
it could be time, that little half hour and all that. You got
idle. You got idle time. Even the time that we have a lot of times too. Like I speak to my significant other about